So before we get into this video, if you guys want to check out my feature film Pasadilla, you can. It's on Amazon right now. You can also check out the Blu-ray. Check out our link tree down below for all of our social medias. You can also check out our short films on Gumroad. Pay what you want. It helps us make more projects. We have some exciting stuff in the works. I am convinced I'm suffering from the Mandela effect right now because I could have sworn that this film was called The Materialist. I guess it's not. It's called Materialist. So, oops. And it's from writer and director Celine Song, you know, the person who made Past Lives. And Past Lives, for me, I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite thing ever. I didn't... There was a lot of buzz that went on when Past Lives came out. And, I was completely down for Past Lives. I thought it was a great film, don't get me wrong. But I wasn't sure that I took what I was supposed to out of it, if that makes sense. And for The Materialist, I feel like I was able to relate to it more, which I think made me appreciate the film more, because I like Materialist better than I like Past Lives. And I think it really just depends on, honestly, and this is kind of a compliment, your life experiences, because I just feel like I could connect with Materialist more. And with Past Lives, I more so felt for the characters, but I couldn't connect with it. Does that make sense? And what Materialist is about is it's about a New York City matchmaker. She is in this business of getting people, match made. She ends up meeting Pedro Pascal at a wedding. He's wanting to get a match made for him, but he has a thing for her. And then she also meets with her ex-boyfriend, who's played by Chris Evans. And she's sort of torn between both of them. But it doesn't really go into the relationships that deep. It actually focuses a lot on the whole matchmaking setup where, Dakota Johnson, the matchmaker, she basically helps these people find other people, and that's a huge part of it. It's kind of interesting to see how she is torn between this one guy and Pedro Pascal whenever she's matching other people with other potential matches, but yet she can't really find a match for herself. It brings on a unique element of the film where I think Dakota Johnson, I can't remember her name in the film. You can't help but sympathize for her just a little bit, because she's somebody that's experienced. She knows love. She knows how to find love, not only for herself but other people, because in a way, I think, you basically sit down with someone and you say, hey, I have a friend, they think you're hot, they think you're this, that, and you get them together, and then something happens with them. I feel like if that happened enough to someone, which, of course, it happens to her throughout the film, you do, in a way, feel like you're a part of their lives in this strange way. Like, you feel like, it's almost like a burden. In a sense, it could be a good burden, a bad burden, but it feels like a burden where, you know that you're the reason why these people got together. And it's such an interesting premise. It is labeled as a rom-com, but I would say that it's more than that. And I would say that it is a rom-com, but I would say it's almost just a straight-up drama. It's not necessarily funny to the point to where you're going to burst out laughing. It's just the situation that these characters find themselves in. It's not your typical situation, if that makes sense. Also, I want to give a shout out to the score of this film. I don't want to spoil what goes on, throughout the story, but there is something that happens at the beginning, and it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty artistic. It's pretty, it's very much so making a statement. But I really like the soundtrack, because the soundtrack is very primal. And you'll know what I mean when you watch it, because it's very primal. It's very much so doing something different. It's almost kind of experimental, and that's what I like about it. I love the score for this film. Celine Song is 2 for 2 for me, as far as I'm concerned. I like this film better than I like Past Lives, but I still enjoyed Past Lives. So you should definitely see Materialist. It is a good film. It's genuinely probably one of my favorite films that I've seen this year. This has still sort of been a slow year for films, so we'll have to see. Like, so far for me, I'm hoping, it's going to change, I think. I hope. I know this month, what is it? Yeah, 28 months later, or 28 years later, F1. I need to see Life of Chuck. I need to try to find the time to see that. But go see Materialist. Let me know what you think. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take it easy. See you next time.